Have you ever stopped to wonder if the way you're moving each day is helping your heart or quietly wearing it down? If you're past 60, the truth is this: every stretch, every step, even the moments you sit still, all ripple through your heart like echoes. And here's something most people don't talk about. Some of the exercises you've trusted for years, the ones that felt like they were keeping you strong, might actually be doing more harm than good. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because I care. As a heart doctor, I've sat across from too many good people, people just like you, who walked into my office feeling fine, but their blood pressure was climbing, their heartbeat was off rhythm, or their heart showed signs of quiet strain. And it wasn't because they were lazy or eating poorly. It was because they were doing the wrong kind of exercise for a heart that's earned more gentle treatment. You see, after a certain age, the heart becomes less forgiving. It doesn't need to be pushed, it needs to be supported. Sudden movements, intense workouts, or trying to keep up with younger routines can quietly chip away at your heart's well-being without a single warning sign. That's why, in this video, I want to walk you through 5 types of exercise that might be weakening your heart instead of strengthening it. But more importantly, I'll show you the safer, calmer ways to move, the ones that actually protect you and your loved ones. So stay with me, because the first habit we'll talk about might be something you're doing right now without even realizing the risk. And before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time to click that button and turn on the bell. These videos are made for you, your body, your rhythm, your stage of life. And if this speaks to you, leave a 1 in the comments so I know you're here. If not, just type 0. I'm always listening and always learning from you. 1. High-intensity interval training and the silent strain it puts on the aging heart. After 60, your heart isn't the same heart that carried you through your younger years. It's more fragile, more sensitive, and far less forgiving when pushed too hard. That's why high-intensity interval training, those short bursts of intense effort followed by brief rests, can be one of the most dangerous routines for older adults. I've seen it firsthand. Too many seniors start these trendy workouts thinking they're doing something good, believing that more sweat means more years. But here's the truth. These workouts put sudden, intense pressure on your heart. And if you're already living with high blood pressure, irregular rhythms, or stiffened arteries, that pressure can be risky. When you force your body into breathless states, your heart has to race just to keep up. Not to build strength, but to survive the demand. And the damage? It doesn't always show up right away. Your heart strains in silence. Blood pressure creeps upward. Its rhythm becomes unstable. Maybe you feel a little lightheaded, a little more tired. You brush it off thinking it's just age. But deep down, your heart may be waving a red flag, one that too often gets ignored until it's too late. And here's the part that hits hardest. Most seniors don't do these workouts for vanity. They do it to stay independent, to live longer, to keep up with the people they love. But pushing past your body's natural limits can lead to the ER, or a moment that changes your life forever. Exercise should strengthen your heart, not break it. Gentle walking, tai chi, light swimming. These are the quiet heroes of senior heart health. They support you without shocking your system. They work with your heart, not against it. In your 60s, 70s, and beyond, safety is strength, and sustainability is success. Now, there's another mistake I see all the time. It's not just about movement. It's about pressure and posture. And sadly, it's hiding in plain sight in both gyms and home routines. If you're still watching and these insights are helping, let me know you're here by typing 1 in the comments. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Core crunches and heavy lifting when strength training turns against your heart. There's a common belief that building a strong body will protect us as we get older. And to a degree, that's true. Muscle helps you stay mobile, balanced, and independent. But as a heart specialist, I've seen another side of the story, one that's more complex and often more dangerous. When older adults do exercises like crunches, sit-ups, or heavy lifting, without understanding the pressure those moves create, they may be unknowingly putting their heart at risk. What many seniors don't realize is this: straining during a core crunch or lifting a heavy dumbbell creates a surge of pressure inside the belly and chest. And that pressure doesn't stay put. It pushes inward and upward, sending a wave through your system. Blood pressure spikes. The heart is suddenly asked to keep up fast. Now, if your heart is already aging, or if you're living with plaque buildup, stiff arteries, or hidden cardiac issues, that spike can be too much. I've treated patients who fainted in the middle of a set. Some felt chest pain they couldn't explain. Others developed heart rhythm problems, all after what they thought was a normal workout. And the saddest part? These weren't people ignoring their health. They were trying to protect it. But the body in your 60s or 70s isn't the same as it was in your 30s or 40s. Your circulation isn't as flexible. Your heart doesn't bounce back the same way. One improper lift, one forceful sit-up, can have consequences no one expects during a simple fitness routine. Now, let me be clear. The answer isn't to avoid strength training. It's to adapt it. Use resistance bands instead of heavy weights. Slow things down. Focus on control, not intensity. And if you can, work with a trainer who understands how the heart changes with age. You don't have to stop building strength. You just need to stop shocking your system. Because not all risks come from effort. Some come from something much simpler, something you can't even see. But your heart can feel it every time the temperature shifts. 3. Exercising in extreme temperatures, when the weather becomes your heart's silent enemy. We often talk about exercise as the key to better health, and that's true. But for seniors, when and where you move matters just as much as how you move. I've seen too many well-meaning older adults head out for a walk on a chilly winter morning or a hot summer afternoon, not realizing that the very air around them could be working against their heart. Once you're over 60, your body loses some of its natural ability to control internal temperature, and that change makes all the difference. In the cold, your blood vessels tighten up to keep you warm. That causes blood pressure to rise. It's a normal reaction. But if your heart is already dealing with hypertension or hardened arteries, that rise can be dangerous. In the heat, the opposite happens. Your blood vessels open up, your heart works harder to cool you down, and dehydration can set in. Much faster than you expect. In both cases, it's not the exercise that stresses your heart. It's the survival mode your body enters just to stay balanced. I've watched patients collapse during a summer walk through the neighborhood. I've seen others short of breath after only a few minutes outside in winter air. These aren't random events. They're warning signs. Many people don't realize just how sensitive the cardiovascular system becomes with age. Your heart doesn't need to run a marathon to feel pressure. Sometimes, just being out in the wrong weather, at the wrong time, is enough. Exercise should be healing, not hazardous. And for seniors, that often means choosing comfort over challenge. Look for indoor spaces with steady temperatures. Stay hydrated before, during, and after activity. Wear breathable layers or bundle up in warm gear. But above all, listen to your body when it whispers before it ever needs to scream. Because while the weather is one kind of threat, there's another danger that hides in the way many seniors move, especially when the movements are quick, jarring, and unsteady. And what happens next might surprise you. If you're still with me and these insights are helpful, type 1 in the comments so I know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Jumping, rapid movements, and sudden direction changes. The hidden chaos inside an aging body. There's something about fast-paced exercise that feels empowering, like we're fighting back against time. And on the surface, it can look harmless. Jumping jacks, stair sprints, burpees, or those quick aerobic routines online. They might feel energizing at first, but once you're over 60, those same movements can quietly wreak havoc on a body that no longer handles shock, speed, or sudden shifts the way it used to. I've seen it too many times. Strong, determined seniors, proud of their independence, trying to keep up with younger peers in a group class or video workout. And just days later, I see them in my clinic. They tell me about dizziness, racing heartbeats, or worse, a fall they never saw coming. Now let me be clear. It's not weakness, it's biology. As we age, the nervous system slows down, balance becomes less dependable, and the arteries, they stiffen, making it harder for blood to flow easily. Quick movements, jumping, twisting, turning, throw the entire system into a storm. Blood pressure swings. The heart beats irregularly. Oxygen doesn't reach where it needs to fast enough. These aren't just muscle movements. To an aging body, even a simple jump or lunge becomes a challenge in coordination, circulation, and recovery. And for anyone with even mild heart concerns, the risk of arrhythmia or a fall that changes everything becomes very real. What breaks my heart most? These seniors are doing it for the right reasons. They want to stay active. They want to stay young. They want to stay independent. But real strength at this stage of life doesn't come from how fast you move. It comes from how carefully you protect what matters: your heart, your balance, your peace. Gentle, steady exercises like Tai Chi, water aerobics, even slow stretching may not look impressive to the eye, but they're profoundly effective. They calm the heart, they stabilize the body, they give you longevity without the risk. And yet, even when movement is safe, there's still one more threat. Not in how we exercise, but when. Especially if that exercise sneaks into the quiet hours of the evening, when your body is asking for something else entirely. 5. Exercising too late at night, when good intentions disrupt the heart's deepest healing. At first glance, evening exercise might seem like a smart solution. The day is done, the house is quiet, and finally, you have time to move. But if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, what feels convenient can sometimes quietly interfere with something far more essential: your body's ability to heal through deep, restorative sleep. I've seen it many times. Seniors who take a nice walk after dinner, do a bit of light cardio before bed, or squeeze in a late-night workout, thinking it shows discipline and commitment. And the intention is good. But here's what most people don't realize. Even light activity too close to bedtime can signal your nervous system to stay alert. It can raise your heart rate, boost your core temperature, and delay your body's natural ability to wind down. And the older we get, the more fragile our sleep becomes. Our internal clock, the circadian rhythm, gets more sensitive to disruption. So instead of drifting into rest, your body hears a different message: stay awake. And here's the danger most don't see. Poor sleep isn't just about feeling tired. It's linked to high blood pressure, increased inflammation, blood sugar issues, and even irregular heart rhythms. Your heart needs rest just as much as your muscles do, maybe even more. And if you keep trading restful sleep for nighttime activity, you may be silently robbing your heart of its most important time to restore and recover. Now, this isn't about telling you not to move. It's about moving in harmony with your body's natural rhythm. Morning or early afternoon exercise supports better sleep. It brings steadier energy, and it helps keep your heart more balanced. So let your evenings be about slowing down, not speeding up. Because while sleep is when your heart heals, there's still one more piece to this puzzle. And it happens in the quietest moments, during the times we don't move. A habit so small, so easily skipped, that many seniors never think twice about it, until it becomes the very thing that puts their heart at risk. 6. A message from my heart to yours: the quiet power of listening to your body. If you've made it this far, thank you. That tells me something important. It tells me you care, not just about living longer, but about living better. And that's why I want to speak to you now, not as a doctor, but as a fellow human being. Someone who spent decades sitting beside seniors, strong, wise, full of life, until a single decision, a habit, or a workout took it all away. So many of them said the same thing: I didn't think it was a big deal. That phrase has stayed with me, because when you're over 60, almost everything is a big deal. What you eat, how you move, when you rest, even how you carry stress. Your heart, after beating for you every hour of every day, is now asking for something in return. Not out of fear, but out of need. You don't need to train like you're 30. You don't need to chase some perfect image of active aging, especially if it pushes you past what your body is ready for. What you do need is consistency, kindness, awareness. There's no medal for overexertion. The real reward is waking up with a steady heart and a clear mind. Let go of the myth that more is better. Start choosing wiser, not harder. Walk with presence, rest with purpose. Move in harmony with your age, not in rebellion against it. That's what real strength looks like. That's what protects your heart, and that is courage. Now, even as you embrace safer habits, there's one last trap I have to warn you about. It doesn't happen during movement. It happens in the moments you skip it, when the cost of doing nothing starts to quietly build. That's the final beat, because your heart deserves your wisdom, not your silence. If there's one truth I've learned after all these years in cardiology, it's this: your heart doesn't ask for much, but it gives you everything. It beats without being told. It carries you through every emotion, every step, every year. But after 60, it needs you to listen, not to fear it, but to honor it. The 5 exercises I've asked you to stop, they aren't bad in themselves. They're just no longer the right fit for the stage your heart is in. What used to feel energizing might now leave you drained. What once built strength might now cause strain. And that's okay. Aging isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Your journey forward shouldn't be about pushing harder. It should be about moving smarter, breathing deeper, and choosing what heals instead of what harms. Because your health isn't measured in sweat or speed. It's measured in quiet strength, the kind that comes from balance and care. So let today be the day you start protecting your heart, not punishing it. And if no one's told you this yet, hear it now. You're not too old. It's not too late. And every gentle decision you make adds life to your years and years to your life. Now take that next step, carefully, kindly, and with your heart in mind. These lessons were never meant to scare you. They're here to remind you you can still live fully and live authentically. Now I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect. Share one thing you've learned and how you plan to apply it in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey of aging wisely and living well. If this video helped you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your feedback truly matters. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content made with care, just for you. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your terms.